Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to the Otakuology podcast. I am Otaku Mike. I am here with the speed demon himself, Mr. Jen Graves. How are you doing today, sir?
Good. Not speeding.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know. I just tried to think of a name real fast, and I couldn't think of one that was clever off the top of my head.
You know nobody loves me because nobody loves Thin the Sloth.
You're a sloth?
I guess. I
Okay.
mean, I mean, people do still call me Flash from Zootopia when I
They
worked at
do?
the DMV. Yeah,
Flash, 100-yard dash?
yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I guess I could be Flash or Thid.
So we are the nerdy podcast Otakuology, where we talk about some nerdy stuff.
Prepare to fight.
What are we talking about today, Jen?
We're talking about building Gunpla, Mike.
We are talking about building some Gunpla, because this is one of our personal favorite hobbies to do. Aside from buying backwards comic books, regular comic books, playing video games, watching anime, we also love to talk about building these little plastic model kits.
Hey, we also like TV shows and movies.
Oh, we like TV shows and movies. I can't forget that.
Definitely.
You know. But we just wanted to talk about Gunpla in general. Hopefully, we can get some people to join in the hobby and maybe give some tips, tricks on how to get into it, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because from what I've heard people say is, oh, that's very time consuming. I don't know if I can get into it. Well, we are here to tell you it is one of the easiest hobbies
Yeah.
to get into.
Yeah.
Just saying. So a little back history. I don't know if is that even a word, back history. Info.
I think you're about to backhand people with it.
Am I gonna backhand people with it? I don't
Yep.
know. I don't even know what I'm fucking saying anymore. Uh Gundam models.
Words.
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 Gundam models, or Gunpla as they are called, are model kits depicting vehicles and characters from the fictional Gundam multiverse franchises that are made by Bandai.
Right.
These kits
Originally.
have These kits have become popular among mecha anime fans and model enthusiasts in Japan and nearby Asian countries beginning in the 1980s. Gundam modeling spread in the 90s, with North America, Europe being exposed to Gundam through television and video games and manga. Uh, the name Gundam uh, derives from the phrase Gundam plastic model. Most kits being made of plastic as of 2015. Bandai has sold an estimated 450 million units worldwide, nearly 2,000 different Gundam models. I
Holy
think
crap.
that needs to be updated just a little bit
That's true.
because I think it's expanded ever so slightly now that we can get models at Target. You know,
Even more than that, we can get bottles at like GameStop and stuff too.
yeah, yeah, because of our distributor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into this hobby that we love.
Hobbies that we
Jen,
love.
Jen, how did you get into the hobby?
First time or the second time?
We'll talk about both.
The first time I got into it was when we still had Toys R Us and stuff around. I was probably like 6 or 7, and I had watched Wing Gundam and
Uh huh.
decided that, or Gundam Wing, and I decided that I was going to basically. Um, I found these boxes, and I was like, I'm going to get these, and that kind of kicked it off for me. I think I got like 4 or 5 of them all at once, and
Mm-hmm.
I made the main team um,
Yeah.
from Gundam Wing,
Uh huh.
and that's really like what first got me into it. Was that I collected a couple other ones, but it
Yeah.
was all about the same time period, and then I never worked on models really again.
Uh huh.
Except for a couple of like SD guys that I'd gotten.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the second time?
The second time was when one of a close dear friend of me said, "Oh, you should get into it, Jen. You should try it. It's really fun. I think that you'll love it, especially since you've done it before." Uh, my name is Mike, and I'm gonna. I think you should get into it, and it'll be really fun. Um, hey, let me sign that card for you real quick. That this is probably going to be like the end of your life right here because you're going to try and build everything out the wazoo. And that's the day where I secretly learned that Mike has ties to the devil, and
You could just call me the Gundam drug dealer.
the Gundam dealer.
I'm the guy who's like peer pressuring people into building Gundams.
You haven't really lived. You get your own Arnold Schwarzenegger voice going. You go, you haven't really lived till you build a Gundam.
Get to the Gundam. I can't do it.
Get to the Gundam.
Get to the Gundam.
You know the worst part? I need a character like that now in a Gundam series. Get to the Gundam! You see everybody take off trying to hop in their Gundams and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I've gotten several people into it. Uh, our buddy, our pal, Darth Pin, I sent him some Gundams, and because he won them in a giveaway that we did, and then I sent one to Weeb Daddy from Meet the Weeb Family on YouTube. Oh, go check out Darth Pin on YouTube as well. But Darth Pin, he's been a Gundam building machine
So what you're
recently.
saying is we're alluding to the fact that he'll probably get an interview on the podcast in the near
Yeah,
future.
he'll probably get an interview on the podcast. Yeah,
In the near
yeah.
future.
But he's a Gundam building machine. Have you seen his setup he's got going on?
No, I've just seen some of his recent builds.
He's got like a whole DTOF case with his Gundams inside of it. It's pretty cool.
Oh, what you're saying is he surpassed the master?
I don't. Who are you calling the master?
Did you?
I mean, I, he's really good at building.
You got to be the master if you're the person that gets everybody into it.
I mean, I'm not the master. I'm just the drug dealer. Okay, I'm the one who peer pressures you into getting into it.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I'm just like that devil that sits on your shoulder, and I'm like, hey, you want to build that Gundam? And then I switch over and dress up like the angel, and I'm like, hey, you want to build that Gundam?
That was so stupid, but I loved it. You know you want to build that Gundam. And then there's the you that's in the middle too, like the person in front of him. Yeah, hey, you want to learn how to build a Gundam?
No, I mean they're really easy. Like I even got my kid. I got him the Pokemon Gunpla, the Pokepla as they call them, and like my kids are building these things, you know.
Yeah.
But how I got into Gundams or Gunpla was through I watched Gundam Wing and I watched G Gundam, and I was like, this is some cool shit. I need toys of Gundams. They had toys of Gundams, but I didn't like. I would see them occasionally, you know, at like Walmart and stuff like that.
So let me ask you this real quick, because
What?
G Gundam is the last line of like really good toys I remember coming out Gundam
Uh huh.
wise. Uh, how do you feel about the ones that you can get now? Because there's not
The
very many like Gundam action figures you can even buy now.
the Gundam Universe ones that have coming out,
Yeah.
I actually really like those.
Okay.
I think they're cool. They're really detailed. Like those are like for people who just want like a cool figure
Yeah.
and don't want to have to build a Gunpla.
Yeah.
They're cool. I like them. I have the Death Scythe one. I would love to get more of those because they're really cool and they're fairly detailed, and they come with like cool accessories. You can put them up on an action base, so like they're basically sort of model kits, kind of too. Kind of. I don't know.
Pre-built.
I like them. I think they're cool. I would love to get more of them. My dog ate the little beam thing that comes out of the shield for my death scythe.
How could
Like,
you?
like the little effect part.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm disowning you.
I mean they're
Oh my
cool. I
gosh.
don't like those ones that like they just released.
Yeah.
They're like these littler ones. They look like McDonald's toys,
Oh my god.
but they look terrible. And they come with like a build a figure, and if you get all of them, you can build a Zaku, which it's stupid.
Why would I?
Um,
Why would I want to build a Zaku?
but I got into it through Gundam Wing, obviously as well.
Yeah.
Child of the '90s, you know, and I went to a Walmart in like bumfuck Texas. It was like in the middle of nowhere, and
Google
I
it,
was
guys.
in
Google it, guys. It exists on Otaku Mike says.
bumfuck Texas. It's a thing, and I went to a Walmart, and I was in the home and garden section, and I was like, that's Wing Zero. That's the Wing Gundam right there. And I was like, I need this. It's $10. Mom, can I get this? I thought it was a toy.
I'm just a little confused why it was in the home and garden section.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe somebody put it there on accident. I don't know. And then I was like,
It was destined to be.
maybe. And like I was like, oh man, this is cool. I take it home, and I'm like, oh wait, I got to put this thing together. What? How do I put this together? And then I figured out how to put it together, and it kind of was crappy. Not gonna lie, I didn't have nippers. I used scissors to cut everything out. It looked terrible. It couldn't hold up its gun. Like it, I think like the polycap in the arm gave out,
Yeah.
so like it would like flop forward, and like it was weird. And I was like, oh, okay, I had fun. I had fun building it, and I ended up picking up the other Gundams in the line, like Sandrock, Death Scythe, Shinlong, and Tolgies. They came in those little boxes. You know what I'm talking about, the little boxes.
Yeah.
And I could never find Heavy Arms. Heavy Arms was one that always eluded me.
Yeah.
And I was at a anime store at the time in Katy, Texas. It was at the Katy Mills Mall, and I was like, "Oh my god, they have a Heavy Arms!" But it was an HG Heavy Arms, which was the Heavy Arms custom from Endless Waltz. And I was like, "Oh yeah, fuck, this is cool. I fucking love Heavy Arms."
Need it.
I bought it, and I was like, I built them, and they lasted with me through all of high school. Like I just built those, and I stopped. I just stopped building it
Yeah.
because I just didn't know. I didn't know where to get them, stuff like that. And like they didn't survive the move, so I no longer have those kits anywhere. They just broke apart, you know. And a couple years ago, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, I started getting back into Gunpla. So I'm reintroducing myself into Gunpla. I built a couple high grades under my belt to get back into things. I built some really old kits,
Yeah.
like really old kits that did not stand up and did not last because they were just not built well. You know.
Yeah.
Then I got into the new HG kits that I really like. Yeah, like the GM Sniper 2. The not the Jagan, the Jesta, the Maganek, all these new kits that started to come out, and I was like, "Oh, these are cool. I want a challenge. Let's jump into master grades."
Yeah.
Which I think this is where a good time. Well, first, let's explain what kind of tools you actually need to start getting into Gunpla. You need two tools to
Nippers.
start out with.
Nippers.
You need nippers and an X-Acto knife, like a modeling knife. You can get these at your local model store. You can get them off of Amazon. They're pretty cheap and easy to get.
Or you
You
can
need the
just.
nippers to clip off your parts. You need the X-Acto knife to remove the nub marks. Fairly easy, fairly simple. You don't have to put too much money into your tools until you start getting into the higher level of modeling when it comes to, like, if you want to sand and customize and paint your stuff. Then you're going to need to get into uh, some more spending more money and investing into your modeling and stuff like that. But when you're starting out, you just need two tools. But that's if you're only building like HG kits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you're building an entry grade kit, which are the new kits, Jen, what are the entry grade kits?
That would be basically like your high grade kits.
Uh huh.
I would put real grade into that too.
No, real grade's more complicated.
And then the SD kit.
Well, the real grade are kit, not real grade. Sorry, the entry grade kits are ones for beginners. These kits, you don't need tools to really make them. They literally just pop off the runners and you put it together.
Yeah.
You don't have to paint it, don't have to glue it, don't have to put stickers on it. They're just easy kits to get. You can get them for like $7 to $10. Super easy to build, and like they're like it's like a little taste. They give you a little taste of the crack cocaine before you decide to buy more crack cocaine. You know,
Not the cocaine.
not the cocaine. And
Oh
these
my
these are
god.
these are these are like basically high grades without doing the work. Like you don't have to put in the work to build it. You just snap together real easy, real fast type of thing.
Right.
This is where I would suggest people should somewhat start out if they're a little leery on getting into Gunpla. Is start with an entry grade kit.
Which I feel like I just saw one of these for the first time yesterday
Yeah,
when I went
they
to
are
Barnes and
brand
Noble.
they are brand new. They just started bringing them out like within the past year. Like there aren't that many. I think Gundam wise at the moment, there's just the RX 78 original Gundam. I think at the moment.
I don't know. I'd
I,
have to go back
I
and look.
I think there might be a Zaki. Well, they have the entry grade ones where like they're like anime characters, like Dragon Ball, My Hero, stuff like that. Pokemon ones,
Yeah.
but they're not Gunpla
Right. Why not?
because they're not Gundams.
It's true.
But those are ones I would say you really, really start out with if you're looking to get into it. Um, if you want to get into the SD Gundams, those are the super deformed Gundams. There are several different lines of those. My personal favorite with the SD Gundams is the SD Cross Gundams.
Right?
Those are. You want to explain what those are?
Yes. So the SD Cross Gundams are ones that you can actually change to instead of just doing the SD version, you can also do the CS version.
Uh huh.
Um, and I mean they're just. I feel like they're a lot better. Um, they're more fun, and you can really like sit down and enjoy them, and they don't take up a lot of room. So I mean that's another
They're
good thing about
and
them.
they're also fairly easy builds. They are a lot like the building wise. They're easy to pop off the runners,
Yeah,
and they don't you don't have to clean up the nub marks. You know,
yeah,
yeah. But those are fun. Those are pretty highly articulated when it comes to SD Gundams. I've only built one of those, and that was the Mazinger Gundam.
yeah,
Not Mazinger Gundam, the Mazinger Super
yeah.
Robot. Sorry,
The Mazinger gun.
not the Mazinger Gundam. There's no Mazinger Gundam.
There is now.
I would love to build more of those if I could get if I could get a hold of them.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean like so out of those that I've built, like I did get some of the SD versions of them,
Uh
and
huh.
they were fine. But I hate that they're going to be the same price, but I hate that they don't give you the different frame to change them CS. So you're spending almost $30 on an SD, which is
Well, I think
ridiculous.
don't some of the new ones have the frames?
All the ones that aren't technically Gundams. There's only
Uh,
one, which is
okay.
the original guy,
Uh huh.
The NX2 or whatever.
The RX-72.
Yeah, so they have one that comes with that it presents that there's technically two Gundams in the box, but it's only one.
Uh huh.
It's that guy you can change him over from the SD to the CS, and that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
a taste for you, I guess.
Uh huh.
And then everything that is a super robot past that, because
Okay.
I've built the Get a Robo, I've
Uh
got
huh.
the Mazinger, the is it Mazinger Kaizen, Mazinger
I think so.
Kaiser,
I think so.
the other
The
Mazinger,
Mazinkaiser.
yeah, the Mazen Kaiser, and then there's another one because I've built
Uh
three
huh.
Mazingers,
Uh huh.
and then this other one called the Galcon, I think is what it's
Oh.
called.
Um. I think so. I can't remember.
So out of all those are probably some of my favorite ones to build.
Mm-hmm.
The weapons are really awesome for them. They're usually huge. I mean, it's just
Mm-hmm.
really fun. I feel like to have those and be able to make them that way instead of just having the little SD things. Because
Yeah, I
like
mean,
you,
some of the SD lines can be really cheap, and you're like, oh, like, what were those ones that they were kind of popular for a while because you could change out the weapons and use them on your HG kits, your high grade kits. What were those?
the
That was the HG crossed ones, was it?
yeah,
Was it?
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they were called.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
those
I don't
ones.
like those. I don't remember there was ones I don't remember what they're called.
The ones that you had to put like to make them look good, you had to put stickers on.
Yeah, I had the burning Gundam and I gave it to you.
Yes,
That's not the HG crossed one. That's not the crossed ones, is it? I don't think it is.
I don't know. Now
I
I
can't
don't know.
remember.
The last time I built one of those was like over a year ago.
Those aren't that good. I didn't like that whatsoever.
No, the only reason I was even collecting them was just to get the alternative weapons.
Yeah, those ones I didn't like. But the if you get like the crossed SD ones, those are pretty cool.
Yeah,
Then we have the high grade kits, which are 144 scale. HG models were introduced in 1990. The original kits featured full snap fit assembly and articulated inner frame for the first two kits, which provided better range of motion and is more posable. You know,
yeah.
you usually have multicolored parts and stuff like that. You know, this is Jen's favorite grade right here. Is the high grade
This is
kits.
Jen's bread and butter.
Jen, since you are the high grade master, do you want to talk about high grades a little bit?
Sure,
You gonna talk about them?
I love
Do
them.
you want to go more in
um,
depth?
so
Just I love them.
yeah, woo! I feel like high grades there's more versatility to them because there's just more of them that come out.
There are more of them that come out. High grades are you get a lot more kits in the high grade form.
Yes, and I feel like they're a lot better just because of that. Not so much the build scenario of it, but the extent of which
Mm,
ones you can pick from.
I have opinions about that, but I'll wait till you finish. Go ahead.
But yeah, I mean, there's so many different ones, and I love learning kind of the history of the ones that I am building and stuff. And
Uh huh.
after a certain thing, like you're gonna build so many fucking Zakus. You're gonna build so many that are that standard.
Well, that's
Um,
if you get all the Zaku's. You don't need to get all the Zaku's.
right. But just like if you want to do different builds and stuff, like that's mostly what you're gonna turn around and get handed is mostly like something that's like a Zaku based one or something that's a regular standard Gundam
Uh huh.
based one. Um, you know, I don't. Every main character Gundam basically is that standard set, you know, or any of the five hero ones. Most of the time, like that, like it's at some point I feel like they're not as an enjoyable build anymore, and I think that's probably another reason why um, things like master grades and stuff that are passed, if I don't really care for that particular type of Gundam, then it just, you know, I've built it a million times already. So it's just kind of like,
Well, that's where I differ. I think a lot of the high grade kits within the past couple years, like say 2, 3 years,
yeah,
have been like on point. Like all those new TV versions of the Gundam Wing kits have been apparently really good.
yeah,
The Moon Gundam, all the new Hathaway's Flash Gundams that have been releasing
yeah,
apparently are really good high grade kits. Like I feel like they've stepped up their game with high grade kits.
yeah,
Now that you say that you've already built quote that Gundam.
yeah,
The thing is though, when you're the thing is versus high grade and master grade. Master grade is more technical, and you're technically building a whole different Gundam because you're having to build the inner frame and stuff like that. So I would say they're not exactly the same builds when it comes to, let's say, the I'm going to use the Alex Gundam for instance. You have the HG kit, then you have the original Master Grade, and then now you have the 2.0 Master Grade, which kills both of those kits because it's such a good build.
right,
Like you don't need to build those other two kits because those are like old and original. You can go and build this 2.0 and be like, hey, I got this superior kit. Or you in the case of Gundam Wing, you have all the different Wing Gundams that have come out.
right,
Um, like we have the Wing Zero, the Wing Z, the Wing Gundam is the original Master Grade is actually really a good kit versus the Verkal Wing Gundam, which sucks. Like it can't even fucking hold its gun up. That's how bad it sucks.
yeah,
You know. So all Gundams aren't necessarily aren't built equally,
yeah,
but I do feel like Bandai has stepped up their game. Like you can still get old kits. Like all those old Gundam Wing kits are older kits, but they're good kits.
right,
Like they're solid kits most of the time. You know, we won't talk about you, Mister Epion, uh, but that's the whole other thing. Like there's a certain if it's like past like like 2000, I can't get my box, whatever. Like if it's before Gundam Wing, like normally I won't even touch the kit like year wise to build because
yeah,
I feel like once you go too far in like going towards more of the original kits that were made, like the older kits, you start to run into problems and you start to have to actually put work into them to make them look really nice.
Yeah.
Like you have to actually put work into them. You, and because they're gonna have problems. But I think nowadays they're making it easier, one, for you to build the kits, and they're making the kits more durable.
Yeah.
You know, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I agree on that. Which I mean, I think that's one of the only things that I have liked is seeing the evolution of things.
Uh huh.
Um, like some of the first Zaku's, or not some of the first Zaku's, but like the first Zaku's to come out and stuff. Um, like the whole like crotch piece and chest piece and everything were solid together,
Yeah.
you know. And now we're at the point where they view those as separate, and it's kind of funny
Well.
seeing how things like change around. Like the front skirt used to be one piece, and now it's two
Hmm.
because they can move independently of each other, and just how much it has changed from what it
Hmm.
was before to what it is now.
Yeah, because like a lot of the master grades nowadays, it's like layers of parts,
Yeah,
and like you get like all the parts, like the inner frame pokes through the outer frame, and you get like all this detail. Like, I can see the gears and like the pistons, and what, like if I bend the knee, like how the knee actually moves, stuff like that. I find it really interesting, like all the detail that's in a master grade that you don't necessarily get with the high grade, but I mean there are still good high grades out there.
right.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly think, like, since you're getting bored with high grades, I think honestly you should try to move up and do a couple master grades.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I didn't say I was getting bored with them.
I think you
I
said you're
just,
getting
I
bored with
just,
them.
I just said I was bored of building the same thing.
Well, maybe you should change it up and do something a little bit harder.
Yeah,
And whatnot. And then let's move on. We have the master grades. We kind of already talked about them. They are the more highly detailed kits. They are 1/100. They are bigger than the high grade kits. Usually, some high grade kits are bigger, but they are the ones, they will cost you around like $30 to $60. Sometimes more than that, but you get a lot of really cool stuff with them. I personally love master grade kits. They are my jam. That's the only thing I really build nowadays. Um, there's not really much to say about those. Like they're all really solid kits, unless you get to the Verkaw kits, which are the customized version or redesigns of kits. Um, those ones, I would say you need to have a couple kits under your belt before you actually take on a Verkaw kit, because some of those can be very hand grenadey and fall apart, and you kind of have to have actual modeling skills to fix them. That's the best way I can put it.
yeah,
Like I have the full armored Verkaw Gundam
yeah,
from Gundam Thunderbolt, and oh boy, did I have a tough time with that. Like, I had such a hard time building that. It was crazy. And I literally thought at points that I was going to break it, because it was just such a difficult. For me, it was a difficult build. It was a marathon.
yeah,
It was a huge marathon build for me. I built it over like a couple weeks, I think it was.
yeah,
It was big. Yeah. Then we get to the real grade. Real grades are newer kits. These are in between master grade and high grade kits. These are like, if you take a master grade, shrink it down, make it high grade sized, and make it really articulate and really detailed. That's what you get with the real grade.
yeah.
They're very articulated. Would you build a real grade kit?
No, probably not.
Not even like one of the new ones?
No, probably not.
Because you know what you do with those, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like if I was going to do that, then I might as well just build a master grade.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at. If I'm not just enjoying it by building a high grade, then I would just build a master grade because I feel like real grade is you building it like a master grade, but you're building it in a scale almost as an HG. And so I really don't care that those
They're
even
really
exist.
detailed. Like what you do is you snap out the body and you
Yeah,
put the body together. Usually, some of them they're like with the tallgies. You snap out the body, put the body together, and you layer the parts on top of the Gundam itself.
yeah.
It's an interesting concept. I don't think the original real grades work out as well as the new ones do. I think they kind of figured it out a little bit
Hmm.
on what to exactly do when it comes to like making them work, because there are a lot of times where I've heard people say that the real grade stuff, if you touch it, it just falls apart on a lot of
I
those early kits.
I've heard that a lot too.
Yeah, though they're not bad, but they are getting popular and they are making more of those kits. Now we have the perfect grade kits. These are the big kits. They're the 160 scale. These are the ones that are going to cost you a lot of money,
Yeah,
over $100 a kit. These are expensive. These are big. These are for the top of the line kits. We don't get that many perfect grade kits out there, but there are some that are actually pretty cool. I would say if you want to get these, have some experience under your belt first before you get into the perfect grade kits.
yeah,
They're they're pretty uh, interesting. They're highly articulated. They're huge. They're not as big as the mega sized kits, but they're big. They're big.
right. And those are huge.
And then we have the non grade, or the RE kits. The RE kits are in between. They're master grade sized, but they're built like a HG kit. Those things can be hit or miss. I have one. It's I haven't built it yet. That tells you what I think of those, you know. But let's talk about getting somebody into Gunpla. Since we kind of already talked about the grades,
Right.
how how would you, if somebody has interest in Gundams, regardless if they know the animes or not, how would you go about getting somebody into Gunpla?
I would start them out on a puzzle and see if they like puzzles and then go from there
Really?
because I mean, like, for me, whenever I'm doing it, I really enjoy the aspect of getting to put it together and do that almost like it is a 3D puzzle for me. um
Well, they have 3D puzzles that are Gundams.
I've never seen those.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess Mike's gonna buy me a 3D puzzle Gundam.
No, they're no. I'm not gonna buy you. No, buy yourself one. You have a job. I would probably start them out with like a high grade or something like that. Something very simple.
Yeah,
Nothing too advanced. Even if it's a high grade, I would be like, hey, here's ones that I think you should try out. I think these would be perfect for you. And then be like, hey, which one do you think looks cool? Which one do you your style do you like jives with you? And then I would hand them one of those and be like, here, take this one as well. And then after you get into the comfortableness of like in like building it,
yeah,
I would be like, hey, okay, now go build this, try this out, just kind of go from there, like kind of, because that's what I usually do. As I will be like, hey, I want to build these Gundams over here. These are guns that like ones that I like, the style that I like. Um,
Right.
but I'd be like, okay, this is the problems that this kit has. This is versus this kit. I'd recommend this kit over here for new builders, stuff like that. It's
Right.
I think it's a lot easier to get into Gunpla now than it was back in the day.
Oh, definitely so. I feel like
Because
it's easier now just from where you can pick it up at.
yeah, because it's so much easier to get into. It's such more like I don't want to say family friendly, but like it's more widely available to get,
Yeah.
and that makes it a lot easier for people to get into Gundam and Gunpla. Regardless if it's not an actual Gundam, because there are Super Sentai stuff out there. There's Dragon Ball Z stuff that you can get. There's Star Wars kits.
Yeah.
You know,
Transformers.
the Transformers. There's a lot of different ones, not just these Gundams over here, which is cool.
And like you mentioned at the beginning, the Pokemon ones that came out.
Yeah, the Pokemon ones are very, very easy to build, very user friendly.
And
You
then,
can build them within like
of course,
less than
of
30
course,
minutes.
yeah, of course, then there's that one that's one of my favorite is the 30-minute missions.
Yeah. Let's talk about those for a minute.
Okay.
Well, you're the one who loves building them, so let's
Oh,
talk about them.
man. I mean, I think I like them because they're just like cheap and stuff. Um,
So is that why you just build high grades because they're cheap?
no, I like building the high grades because of the diversity of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
Because I
Tell
mean,
everybody what 30-minute missions are.
so 30-minute missions are basically this this set of them that came out. That I guess the idea behind them was to be completely versatile.
Uh huh.
You can basically find whichever one you're looking for in multiple colors. You can buy two of them and combine them together however you want.
Mm-hmm.
They have whenever you get them, they have like a gun and a melee weapon and stuff that you can kind of swap up however you
Mm-hmm.
want already too.
You can also swap out parts,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
armored parts, I believe.
Yeah, so you can make it like whatever you want armored type wise. You can whatever
Yeah.
vehicle. I mean, it's the only one that I've seen that's actually like fully customizable
Yeah.
without paint or anything else.
Without like kit bashing or doing anything like that.
Right, right,
Yeah. I
and
mean they do have some customizations regarding like I think like Gundam Seed has some, and I want to say maybe Iron Blooded Orphans, or was not is it Iron Blooded Orphans or
yeah,
I know Gundam Seed has it. You can like switch and swap backpacks.
yeah. They have you can do the backpacks and you can do oh crap, you can do the weapons because I know they have weapon packs and stuff for them too
With
with Iron Blooded Orphans and Gundam Seed.
the 30-minute missions are really easy to build. I would say you do need nippers and an exacto blade for those. They don't necessarily pop off
Yeah,
that easily sometimes. So
and I
you're
think
gonna need.
And I think too, if you're a nerd that you know that you might be tempted to play with like one of your Gundam ones or whatever, go with these. Because even if it gets really badly damaged, like you're either going to be able to fix it, or you're going to be able to turn around um, and virtually buy another one. For
Yeah, because
cheap.
they're fairly cheap. They're like $10 to $15 depending on where you buy them at. I think.
Yeah, they're usually 10, depending on what if it's one that's already got a modification in the box to it.
Yeah,
Um,
they're fairly easy.
and they've expanded it because now there's different bases you can put on it if you wanted to do that.
Yeah,
They have different like weapon effects that now have come out with
yeah,
it in different colors and everything else.
yeah. They
Uh,
have different types of suits.
yeah,
They just came out with like ninja ones. I think it was. It's like
Yeah,
Ninja and Samurai.
Ninja and a Samurai.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too. Like I hear like some people say that it would be good to grab a high grade and test out some paint designs or whatever if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, I would almost argue that now and say a 30-minute mission would be a better thing for you to do that.
Well, depending on like if you want to like, I mean, I would say either or is fine.
Yeah,
Because I mean, you can get high grades for pretty cheap nowadays.
yeah.
Well, the regular high grades that are not like the big box high grades.
The ancient agrees.
But I mean, either or. I mean, that depends on whether or not you want to get into like the customization aspects
Yeah,
of building Gundams. Like for me personally, I don't customize my Gundams. I will panel line them. I will put stickers on them, or and that kind of call it a day. I
right.
don't like to deviate too much in the whole customization thing. One, because I don't have the room to do it. I don't have the extra money to spend on like paints and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I mean, that's gonna if but I mean like there are people out there who do some amazing work. But that's why you have all your different levels of Gunpla builders. I like to think where I'm like kind of like right in the middle, me personally, you know. But I mean, it's not like Gundam fans are gonna like shit all over you because you don't customize or paint or anything like that.
right.
I I found that one thing I really like ever since I've gotten back into this hobby is the the helpfulness and the advice people have given me for
Yeah,
like tips and tricks on what to do and how to help me become a better modeler, a better builder.
yeah,
In all honesty, like since I've joined, so I'm a part of the Texas Gunpla group. There are people in there who are way more experienced than I am, but like I've learned so much about the hobby. Like it's wanted, and they were so nice and inviting me in to like this world of Gunpla that like it's made me want to stay and help promote and spread the Gunpla love.
Gunpla love.
That um and try to help people as well try to get into the hobbies. You know that I've enjoyed for the past couple years.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't build as fast as like some people. I like to take my time and work on a kit as best I can. Maybe over like a couple weeks, I build like a master grade, and like, okay, I've had my fill for right now. I'm gonna wait and build another one in a couple months or something like that.
yeah,
I don't try to bust them out as fast as possible.
yeah.
Um,
Like other people
like other people
who I don't know.
who I do know, named Jen Graves.
I don't know who that is.
So, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you plan to up your modeling techniques?
Uh, who knows? That's it. I have to get back into the hobby again for that to happen.
So, do you want to talk about that? I sent you that video,
Which one?
the one that made you really really mad.
No, we're definitely not talking about that. That is a me problem that I would prefer to handle out in the open,
Why?
where people can say shit back to my face.
For reference, I sent him a. It was like this toxic gunpla community thing, and he got really mad at it.
It was stupid.
It was stupid. It was kind of stupid. It was like advice versus like non-advice or something like that. It was weird.
Is
It was,
toxic advice versus regular advice.
yeah. And the guy was like, "If you don't paint your kit, you're shit."
Yeah, it's bullshit advice. I was like, who the hell are you to tell anybody shit?
But no, I mean,
So,
I like to personally take my time on building gunplas, and trying to do the best job I can. You know,
yeah.
what advice would you give?
Oh man, advice that I would give on this. Mm, I would probably say just have fun with whatever you're doing,
Yeah,
and a little bit of advice that I would make sure, which I know that you would tell people too, is just take your time on it when it comes
yeah,
down
that's
to
true.
like if you could work as fast as me, that's fine. That's the thing that some people can do,
Well,
but
let's just say
but
he
but
also
the
doesn't clean his
but
Gundams.
the thing that you have to also do is you have to recognize when you're nipping the thing off of the runner or
Yeah,
whatever is what you're is it important or is it not. And I think that's the thing that a lot of people like. If you were to rush or do anything as fast as I do, then you have to know what is that, and if it's needed or whatever. And if not, you back away from it. You come back to it later. It's you got to do a little research to figure out what it is, because that's how you end up like Mike and cut off a gun trigger finger
I did do that.
or
I
something like that. you know which I mean, like Mike said, even if you're somebody that takes your time or whatever, you're still going to make mistakes like that.
Yeah,
So
you're still gonna make little mistakes. One tip that I would always say: don't if you are tired and exhausted, do not build. You will make your worst mistakes when you are tired, and you will do things that you will like. Oh shit, I just fucked up.
right.
Like clipping a trigger finger off of a Gundam's because it looked like a nub. Like it looked like it wasn't supposed to be there, and I clipped it off one time.
Clip.
And I was like, "Fuck me."
I can't tell what this is.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, I keep all my spare parts or whatever in case I ever do something like that. Thank God I haven't, but
yeah.
I have a whole little toolkit of any spare parts that they're like, hey, you don't actually need these, get rid of them or whatever. I keep all those.
Yeah, I would be like, yeah, don't be afraid to use the X-Acto knife to clean your Gundams. You're gonna cut yourself. It's gonna happen, but like, you don't have to use it like hard or anything like that. Just very gently
Yeah,
remove the excess plastic off the kit. It's not hard to do. If you don't, you're gonna end up with these really bad marks on your Gundams. Sometimes you can hide them if they're undergated, um, or if they're behind the Gundam. Like if like from the back, you can usually hide those pretty well. It's usually the ones that are like if you like from the side or stuff like that. I personally hate it when I have nub marks, but there's sometimes where you can't avoid a nub mark because of the way it was molded in the
yeah,
plastic.
yeah.
Yeah,
See, and I don't worry about those at all. So
yeah. What do you call those?
battle scars.
It's not a battle scar.
It is.
I'm just gonna say that right
It
now.
is. It is. It's a nub mark thing where you nipped it off too close or something like that. I just like to view it as it's kind of like you know
Then why
it,
don't you battle? I don't want you.
it's
Why don't you battle damage your Gundams?
it's kind of like us as chubby guys or whatnot. You get stretch marks. That's our battle.
Mm-hmm. That just sounds like a cop out because you're being a little lazy.
You sound like a compound.
So what kit would you recommend to somebody looking to get into the gunpla hobby? Like what kit exactly would you recommend?
Oh, like a kit that I've had fun with?
Yeah,
Oh gosh, too many of
I would
them.
recommend.
I
Um,
I would recommend the biggest and strangest one you can find, because you're gonna have more fun building one that looks weird and something that you remember out of it than whatever. Like for me, one of the big ones that I enjoyed a lot was the Jawagu, which looks like it's got
Which one was that?
that's the yellow and white one with the bazooka fingers, and it's got the elephant trunk.
I don't know if I've seen that one before.
It's and learning the history and stuff. It's actually based off of the Zegok, but it's a lot bigger and
Okay.
everything. So, which I mean, that's a really cool thing too. That's another thing I would say, guys, is if you're going to do it, do a little bit of research because I have more fun doing the research of it when I build
Well, the
it.
research is usually on the box
Yeah, but
or the manual.
I can't read that.
No, they've translated them.
Well,
Like
some mine aren't, but you can
newer kits are translated for all that information.
you can go in and figure some of that out, but some of it's not on there though. Like you wouldn't ever think that the gun cannon and the regular Gundam and uh, the Zaku and the Zegok and everything were like actually the first set of
Yeah.
models, and they go into it. Oh well, we made the head bigger and the body fatter, and we needed it for this purpose. And I mean, you find out that basically the first 5 to 10 Gundams that were made in Mobile Suit Gundam and stuff are actually the ones that have built off of what we have created today. So
Yeah.
it's really funny finding that out, and it's not like you're looking at one and saying like, what's that one that you had that uh,
Oh.
the silver bullet? There's
Oh.
there's the silver bullet impressor or whatever that you and I both had.
Suppressor.
Yeah, and then there's the regular silver bullet, and then you find
Yeah.
out because of its versatility and stuff that the original one turned into a plane, which came off of this design, which came off of this design, which kind of goes all the way back to the Wing Gundam series, and all this other stuff. So it's really cool finding out that stuff of well, who sat there and played it with it or said, hey, we want to make it
Well,
this
Wing
way.
Gundam's not connected to the Universal Century.
It is in the future.
No, it's not.
Yes, sir, it is.
No, it's fucking not. It's an alternate universe.
They connected them somewhere.
They Then that's news to me.
Yeah. Supposedly it's
Then that means
the
G
far
Gundam's
future.
connected.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the far future.
I think it's an alternate universe.
Well, maybe we need to put some time paradox in
I'm gonna say it's alternate universe because
it.
nobody wants to have a Gundam that's a tequila Gundam and has a big giant sombrero and mustache.
Sure, they do in the future.
So my kit that I would recommend is honestly some of the grunt suits because those are some of the easiest to build.
Yeah.
Or I would recommend the Gundam the Origins kits. Those are really nice kits. There's plenty to choose from. They're really nice, really cool. A lot of them are redesigned, so they're not like old,
Yeah.
like old design. A
What
lot of
would,
them are highly detailed, fun builds.
what would you say your favorite Gundam is?
Like favorite, like high grade.
Yeah, I mean, just your like favorite build that you also like the Gundam and you had fun doing that.
Well, my master grade, um, Gundam Alex, the RX, whatever it is, I can't remember what it's called. The RX 78, it's RX 78 NT1. That one was my first master grade, and I've been wanting to get another kit of that, so I could have one without the armor and one with the armor on,
Yeah,
because it has like a cool like armor set that you can put on it. That one I really liked. It's one of my personal favorites. My wife gave it to me. Um, I really liked for high grades. I really liked the Jesta Cannon.
yeah,
I thought that was a really good kit, like solid, and just looked cool. The GM Sniper 2 is a really good kit. It's solid. F91 is pretty cool, but it's small and compact. Any of the Gundam wing kits are actually really good.
yeah.
Like those are really good. well, aside for one, which we won't talk about, um, which that leads to my question: like, what was a kit that you built that you ended up just not liking? Like it was just like a big
Well,
disappointment.
so my favorite one that
Uh huh.
like anytime we play what is it, Gundam Battlefront or whatever?
Yeah.
What's the PlayStation game that we play?
I don't remember what it's called.
It's like Gundam Battlefront 2 or whatever. It's on the PlayStation, guys. And that one, it's become my favorite model Gundam across like everything, which is
Mm-hmm.
the Golf or the Goof Custom.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's probably one of my favorite ones to actually build.
That's actually a really solid HG kit.
Yeah, whenever I built the regular one, I was like, "Where's all the cool shit that goes with this?"
Honestly,
Just
no, I really like the crossbone Gundam as well.
yeah,
I built the HG crossbone kit. I like that one, even though it's really small. Like it's like really small, but I like it. It's cool. I like the whole pirate motif.
yeah.
I would love to build another one, like another crossbone kit. Even I know he's pretty popular. There's a lot of versions of him,
There's
depending which one
definitely a
you
lot of
get.
versions.
You know, uh, but what was one kit that you were disappointed in after you built it?
Oh man, one that I was disappointed in that I hated. Um, Probably. Well, I mean, I actually feel like it's probably a line.
Uh huh.
After I built the first one, everything else I've just hated about the entire series
Uh huh.
of that line, which is the Unicorn Gundams.
Oh.
Yeah, I have
Are you
come
just saying the Unicorn Gundam itself?
no, like anything that like the Unicorn or the Banshee or anything that's like from the Unicorn universe.
Because like the Jest is from the Unicorn universe, and it's cool.
Oh, okay. I didn't. I thought it was from a different one.
No.
Yeah, I mean, like I like the unicorn versions of things, and I think it's funny that you're building something and you'll see unicorn version too. Like you'll get two alternate heads where you could do like a Zaku where it's this one, or a Zaku where
Yeah.
it's got the unicorn horn. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, just the unicorn builds. Like every one of those I've done, I just hate it.
I think a
Like
lot of people have problems with this because like the panels fall off.
and see, I've never had a problem with the panels. I just hate the build.
Uh,
Like I don't have any fun with it. I'm glad I made it through all of the ones that I had.
I've never built like the Unicorn Gundam. I've only built the Jesta
Yeah,
because that's the one. That's like the one figure I like out of the Gundam Unicorn sets.
yeah,
I don't know. I've kind of been tempted to build like the Master Grade Unicorn, but then I was like, I've heard it has problems,
yeah,
and then I'm like, well, why do we need so many different Unicorn Gundams?
yeah. Well,
Like,
so like ones that I have liked was the BB Legends line. I have a unicorn one of that, which I did enjoy that one. Just because it is an SD type of kit. And
uh huh,
I mean, it would those ones. I feel like those ones are really loaded with a lot of stuff that you can
uh
actually
huh,
enjoy whatever you want to do with it. Um, the regular white powered down unicorn one, I enjoyed everything past that where it's like, oh, it's powered up, and you have to do like three layers of things and connect them here and do all this. It just I don't
yeah,
enjoy it at all. I mean, you're connecting a lot of little pieces
yeah,
to it just to make it look good. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's like the Unicorn Unleashed, the Powered Unicorn, the Banshee
hmm
something gold, something else. I mean, all those ones are built basically the same, and
yeah.
I've never had fun building those.
What ones I would say that I didn't enjoy, which I have two, um, which is one. It's which is might be blasphemy. I don't know. Because a lot of people really like these kits. I think are the HG Iron Blooded Orphan kits. I hated building the Barbatos
Oh
loop,
yeah,
the
I would.
Barbatos lupus.
Yeah, I would. Honestly, I would put that in there too, only because of how many of those I've built.
Like I built the
It's
one where he came with like a big sword. I think it was.
yeah, the regular Barbatos.
Was it? I fucking hated it. I put so much time into panel lining it and like trying to make it perfect, and like I was like, this fucking sucks. I
Yeah,
hate this kit. It,
yeah, and I mean, like for the comparison to anybody listening, it would be. I'm gonna say what done right and done wrong. So done right would be G Gundam from the Shining Gundam to the Burning Gundam because they were technically two separate models.
yeah,
And then when you get even farther into it, where the Shining Gundam kind of made a reappearance and everything, like all those are different. And you have samurai kits based off of those, and those are pretty cool too. But then, I mean, you have the Barbatos Lupus, and the Barbatos Lupus Rex, and as it goes, like sure, there's a couple modifications that get added to it, but it's basically the same design every
yeah.
time. And I don't think they encountered for the weight differentiation of it because in the last one, the arms are almost like claws and all this other stuff, and it really takes a lot away from you being able to pose it as well.
I mean, unless you have like a stand of some kind, probably.
Yeah, and I mean, there's still like, that's one of the lines that I'm building, and if it's that's kind of my thing is like, even if I don't like it, I'm trying to build like every Gundam that there is, at least in the different lines that I do collect. And I mean, as far as I know, there's still three other Barbatoses that I have to build, and I'm just like
Yeah.
dreading it because I
Like I
know,
like the designs of the Gundams and stuff in Iron Blooded Orphans. Like I even kind of considered getting the Barbatos Master Grade
yeah,
because it's the way it looks. Like I like the way it looks. I just didn't like the HG kits whatsoever.
yeah,
And there's also ones that I just won't touch at all. I don't understand the love for this series, but the Gundam Seed kits,
yeah.
I just don't like the way they look.
I'm glad that um, really the HG lines, not the HG lines, the UCHG
Uh-huh.
only has like three of anything from Seed, or
Well, Seed's not an HUC kit.
but they consider it in that line.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they're considered in that line unless you get it specifically where it says that on the box.
Oh,
Um, so we've only had like, and it's Seed
Seed Destiny.
and Deep. Is Deep one of them?
Yeah, are you talking about Seed Destiny?
Probably. And we have the Destiny Gundam and the Justice Gundam, and there's a couple other ones, but that's it that's been added to the UCHG line.
Yeah.
Um, which those were fine. It's not too much. You can kind of enjoy it and say, "Hey, I built something different," whatever. When you get into the actual like deep lines and stuff, oh gosh, that's another war in
I don't know.
itself.
I just feel like they over design the Seed Gundams
Yeah,
sometimes, and they start to go towards like super robot territory.
I hate the burst effect things too. Like
Oh, the is it where he gets like wings?
yeah,
They
and
do it.
then like they put the angel or like the butterfly wings or whatever. It always reminds me of is it Psylocke or Siren or whatever?
Yeah, Psylocke.
Yeah, off of the X Men and stuff.
Mhm.
Like it always reminds me of her because it's these big pink and purple wings,
Yeah,
and I hate having those effects and stuff on some of these because it's
Hmm.
cool if you're going to pose it or whatever, but a Gundam's not going to sit there stationary like that forever.
No, no, not always. Um, but here's a question: what Gundam line or series would you like to see more love given to, and like the model
Oh,
kits?
that I would like more stuff to come out for that.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll go with mine. I would love more uh MS8 team, Gundam 00 and MS8 team.
yeah.
The ground Gundam, stuff like that. I need a proper master grade for my ground Gundam. I like the
Um,
old one, but the old one doesn't hold up that much.
let's see. For me, I mean, honestly, and I know it's going to seem racist because when you go back and actually analyze the TV show, it
Are
is
you are
basically
you saying
racist.
are you saying what I think you're saying?
Yeah, G Gundam.
Yes, I need more G Gundam kits too.
Yeah, I mean, because I mean,
Like when you look at it, like we had like the hero kits for G Gundam back in the day.
yeah,
You know, when G Gundam was coming out, we had like all those kits. The main ones,
yeah,
and then like nothing for years.
right, yeah,
And then we got the HG. Was it Shining Gundam or God Gundam?
yeah.
And
Well,
then we got
both. I mean, there's a Shining and
the
there's
God.
the Shining and the God, or for anybody else watching, the Burning.
Yeah. Then
Um,
we got the Master Gundam. Was it Master Gundam?
yeah, Master Gundam with Fujoshi or whatever, the horse.
And then we got the Nobel Gundam,
Yeah, and the Nobel Berserker.
Nobel Berserker, and like
Yeah.
nothing after that, except we got
Oh
the
no,
that.
we got the Dark Army one. That was it.
Oh yeah, the Dark Army when we got that, yes. But then like we got like that really big, nice, uh, Shining Gundam. Like it's like a high res something. It's a really expensive kit,
Yeah.
and but like after that, like nothing. Like where you have so much potential and so many Gundams you could come out with.
Right. Yeah.
Like when they like I would love to have, even if they're HG, I would love to have more of these kits come out, like the American Boxing Gundam, all of them, and
Um.
like,
Shit. I knew that one. Uh.
well, I don't remember what his name was,
Gundam Maxter.
but yeah, Gundam Maxter. Like I saw on Instagram the other day, I was like, are they coming out with the Windmill Gundam? Oh wait, it's fake.
Right.
You fucking got my hopes up.
Right.
I fucking hate you, internet.
Right.
I would love, yeah, I would love to see more Gundam, G Gundam kits come out. I really would. Um, I think that's wasted potential.
I agree.
And
I
I don't know what Bandai's hold up is on that or what,
I
because
mean,
they see.
I wonder if there is anything like them thinking like, hey, that they are that line. I mean, looking at it, I honestly, it is probably one of the most racist lines of Gundams, though. Just because, like, you have like,
I want a tequila Gundam, Jacob. I want
I
a
mean,
tequila
I
Gundam.
mean, but you do have ones like that I'm saying, like you have that one, or you have the Viking Gundam. Like people know
Yeah,
who it is. Um, so I mean, you know where they come from. Honestly, most of them you'd
yeah,
be like, that's where that one came from. I know
yeah.
because of da 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 da.
Yeah, I mean that's one that I would really love. I don't know, it's just weird. Like every time I see like Gundam announcements, it'll be for like Universal Century, and I'll be, oh, that's cool because I like a lot of Universal Century stuff. Um, but like whenever it's like, oh, here's another version of the unicorn. Oh, here's Gundam Seed is the big one they're doing right now, and I'm just like, give me
Right.
more G Gundam.
I'm still waiting for somebody to get ballsy and like actually do like a red, white, and blue unicorn Gundam, and like
I don't.
paint all the armor like red, but in that burst, the red burst mode or whatever of it, and then do some
Mhm.
like white panel lining on it or something like that. Because then it would
Maybe.
be that way. I mean, I would laugh about it honestly because I mean, there's just so much.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's sometimes with their choices of what Gundams they want to make, and I think it all. I mean, it all comes down to money and what sells.
Right,
I know they have like the polls that they do, where they ask the fans, "Hey, what Gundam do you want us to make?" You know, and what grade,
right.
and just
Yeah, fans, pick something random, okay?
like I remember when they released, they were like, "Oh, we're coming up with another master grade Verkaki," because they don't put a lot of those out. I think they put like one or two or three out a year. I think
Yeah.
maybe two, and they came out with the Wing Zero Gundam, and it was like a big old sigh in the Gundam community. It seemed like
Oh my god.
where they were like, "Ah, the Wing Gundam again with angel wings," but it turned out to be actually a really good kit.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's a really good kit. Like people like it, but like just like why can't we get blah 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 blah?
Right.
Like, I don't
I
know.
am of the same opinion.
As much as I do love me Wing Gundam, but we can't and those other ones, but don't hog the spotlight. We need more Gundams. You know,
Right. We need more crazy off the wall. I mean, like what I'm saying, like side Gundams that are like maybe
I
enemy
would
Gundams
love
or
more.
something.
I would love more Thunderbolt Gundams
Oh yeah.
because some of those designs are pretty cool with like the grunt suits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would love more Thunderbolt, but I don't know if we're ever gonna get more Thunderbolt.
I would love um I can't remember the name of it. And it would be a big high grade. But you know the big space green spaceship looking guy?
No.
And it looks like a ship and then it walks on these two like gangly legs.
Okay. I think there might be a kit for that.
So I don't know.
I know there's that one that you really want, that big green one. It was like it was that one that was in Build Fighters, right?
It's the same one.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Okay. Was it the one that like the girl piloted?
No, it's the one that the Yakuza guy piloted
Oh,
at
okay.
the seafront place.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like sometimes I don't feel like they listen to us, Bandai.
Right. And I'm
That's a
still
whole nother
waiting.
story.
I'm still waiting, you know, because they've been putting out parts for is it the White Castle, the ship?
White base.
Yeah. So they've been putting out parts for White Base, and you know, like they have a launcher and all this other stuff. And I want them to
Yeah.
make like a huge one where all that stuff actually connects together.
Don't they?
They have bits and pieces of it,
Oh.
but I want like a huge one. You know, like
Yeah, but
think about if
you would
all of
have
our
nowhere. You would have no room to put it anywhere.
somebody would, damn it.
You can't even display your Penelope because you don't have the room for it. That's a big. That's a big kit.
Yeah, I don't care about displaying the Penelope.
You wanted that Penelope so fucking bad.
I did.
You were like, I want the Penelope.
I
I was like, what?
did.
And I was like, why do you want that chicken?
Right. And then you
Are you
find
gonna get that other one that goes with it? Because that other one looks pretty cool.
Probably. I want them to reprint some of the older ones. Like I'd love to build the Psycho Gundam, even though I know that half of it's like the transformation stuff of it is shitty. But
The Psycho Gundam.
yeah,
Um, yeah, we'll see. I never know.
so but yeah, and then if they had ever had like a giant ass white base, I would. I mean, I'm sure that would cost like $10,000,
Probably.
but I would probably try and put that thing together.
Because I was looking at like the Hathaway's Flash Gundams, like the Penelope and the I don't know what's the bad guy suit that goes with that one.
I have no
It's like
idea.
it's like a brown and red suit. It looks really cool. And
Is
then they
is it
have the
is it just red? The red and black one?
no, it's like red and like a brownish color.
Oh,
I don't remember what it was called, but
well,
they made a kit like a year ago and it looks cool. And then they come out with
the only
it's like
other one I know for that line is the Zazabi.
no, there's another one. They
Okay.
came out with the like it's called like the Xi or Xi Gundam.
Yeah.
It like just came out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the other Gundam that uh, it battles the Penelope Gundam.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks cool. It's like a big beefy Gundam. Like every time I see it, like somebody shows it off, I'm like, oh, I fucking kind of want that because it just looks cool. It just looks like a badass fucking Gundam.
yeah.
And then I'm kind of coming around on the Penelope, and I kind of want it in my set just to have. And they came out with these like cool missile effect parts that you can buy with it for it.
Yeah.
I think if I find a Penelope again, I think I might try to snatch it up and get it.
Yeah. I mean, or like you said that you like the F-91, you could get the narrative Gundam, even though there's like
I
three
hate
or
the in there.
there's 3 or 4, but the narrative Gundam one, narrative Gundam C, where it has all the attachments and stuff, was actually a
Mm-hmm.
pretty fun build.
Oh yeah, I don't really like the narrative Gundams.
I think that's my only one that I have on full display, um, on top of one of
I,
my shelves because it's
if
got these big guns and stuff on it too.
if I could afford it, I would probably get the F90 and the F92. I think they are,
Yeah,
but those are kind of expensive. Like, because I think they're premium Bandai.
yeah.
Like, we haven't even touched on premium Bandai stuff. Premium Bandai is a whole nother thing.
Stay tuned
Like,
for part 2.
and I'm just like, I kind of want them because I like the F91. It was a fun, complicated build,
Right.
and I like. Oh no, somebody's fighting.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. A dog just started to fight another dog.
Yeah.
We're not going to edit that out. Yeah, I mean, it just. I would build the other F90 kits.
Yeah.
They're fun. But anyways, you want to wrap this up? We've been going for far too long.
Yeah.
I feel like we were kind of rambling on at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, where can people find you, Jen?
Everywhere.
Everywhere where
We're,
everything's sold.
everywhere we're living in some are sold. Yeah, I mean you can basically find me um, in all major retail stores and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you would like to contact us, you can find us at Otakuology Podcast, also Otakuology Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Email us, send us a DM on the Instagrams. We'll talk to you and, we'll respond back and we'll probably, you know, answer your questions on the podcast as well. If you have any questions,
right.
let us know.
We'll probably become best friends.
Stay tuned for our next podcast where we will be talking about the manga Ultraman. And thank you to all the people who decide to listen and download our podcast. We're on all major podcast platforms. Spread the word. Tell your friends. That's the best way to help us out. Listen
Yeah.
and tell your friends and tell them to listen.
Yeah.
When will they see us next time?
You guys will see us again next Tuesday.
Maybe. We'll see.